Our next topic is Family Map. Family Map was developed by Salvador Minuchin, a psychiatrist and a family therapist. This is a tool designed to reflect family relationships and interaction patterns. By looking at the family map, we can see the characteristics, structure and process of the family, and this is useful in understanding the family dynamics in order to address the psychosocial issues. It also provides a schematic description whom to ask for assistance in making decisions for the patient. This is an example of a family map. Family members are identified along with the index patient. The processes are reflected by lines connecting the family members. These processes are not only between the index patient and the family members but also between each family members. The structure of the family, such as boundaries, alliances and coalitions, are indicated as well. The family map should be labeled with the family name, the date and the address of the family, and the informant. Family map, like the genogram, changes over time. So it is important to update the information if deemed needed. Family map can be overlaid to a genogram or it can be presented separately. Just like genogram, there are standard symbols for family map. Relationships between family is shown as a connecting line between family members. Two solid lines indicate a functional relationship. A solid line with a break in the middle indicates dysfunction. In a dysfunctional or disengaged relationship, the family members are emotionally distant and uninvolved. Three parallel solid lines indicates enmeshment. It denotes an over-involved relationship where there is plenty of intrusion. The boundaries between family members are represented by a line transecting the relationship line. A boundary is a hypothetical dividers between or among systems and subsystems within the family. They are defined spatially by the ways members align within one another. They are set by the implicit or explicit rules concerning who participates in which subsystem and in what manner. Boundaries and the subsystem they define may change over time and with variable circumstances. Boundaries are described as clear, rigid or diffuse. A solid line symbolizes a rigid boundary, where rules are clear but non-negotiable. An example of this is an army general father who imposes that his children should be at home at exactly 6 o'clock in the evening, no excuses allowed and accepted. A broken line means a clear boundary, where there are clear rules but they are negotiable. If the same army general allows his children to go home late for valid reasons, then the boundary becomes clear. A dotted line means a diffuse boundary. The rules between the family members are not clearly defined or maintained, resulting in blurred generational roles and responsibilities. Diffuse boundaries often lead to enmeshed relationships. A single bracket encompassing several family members signifies the presence of a coalition or alliance between these people. A coalition is when two family members form a covert alliance, either temporary or durable, against a third. Coalitions usually form across generational boundaries, like when a parent and child against the other parent or against another child. Coalition create power blocks in families, which serves either to balance another coalition or establish control. Alliance, on the other hand, though this is also an affiliation between two or more family members, differ from coalitions in that they are generally within a subsystem and not hidden. An arrow pointing away from the system signifies the escape of the family member from the system. An open-ended arrow with its open end embracing two individuals, and the pointed end pointing to a third, signifies that the third person is being triangulated by the conflict between the other two. Let's go back to the previously presented family map and interpret it. Dan has a functional relationship with rigid boundaries with Cora and Carol. He has an enmeshed relationship with rigid boundary with Cecil and a dysfunctional relationship with Dan Jr. Cora has a functional relationship with clear boundaries with Dan Jr. and Carol, and an enmeshed relationship with diffuse boundaries with Cecil. Carol has a functional relationship with clear boundary with Dan Jr. and a functional relationship with diffuse boundary with Cecil. Cora and Cecil has a coalition against Carol. Carol is being triangulated between Dan and Cora. And when problem arises within the family, it is Dan Jr. who escapes from it. That's it for the family map. Hope you learned something from this lesson. Don't forget to watch the other videos on family assessment tools.